All right. We're going to move ourselves along here. Hopefully everyone got a chance to get some food. And reminder, there's some hot beverages in the right back corner there by the bar. We have a live auction warm-up for you before we get to our program. Thank you again to Maynard, our lovely volunteer auctioneer. Maynard has done this event now 6 years? I don't know. It's a lot of years, and he is always a lot of fun. He is... Wait, I got to put my glasses on for this part. This is how long I've been at Feiro. I got to wear glasses now. Okay, so Maynard is the president of the Washington Brant Foundation and works tirelessly for the protection of these special geese. But by night, he masquerades as an auctioneer, and we're super lucky to have him. And so we're going to actually do just a little bit of fun with our liquor packages tonight. So this is the part of the night where you need your bid card. So I want everyone to take their bid card out. Wave it around. He's going to get us a little, maybe we'll get some exercise, get the blood pumping. Yeah, get warm. I know. You know what's so funny? In January when we planned this, we were like, May, it'll be beautiful. It'll be warm. It'll be apparently the coldest spring we've had in 20 years. All right, so Linty's going to be our display person. We've got some bid spotters in the back of the room. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. So I've got Chris. I've got Sean. I've got Justin. I've got Gavin? Yes? No? Yeah. Gavin's busy with something else. All right, so we substituted Sean. All right, so Sean, Chris, and Justin are going to be looking for your card number, and we're going to help because this tent is super long, people, and I don't know about you, but it's hard to see some numbers way back there. So they're going to help us call out your number, make sure that Maynard can hear you, and Maynard's just going to move this stuff along. All right.
Yep, it's great to be back here, folks, and I'm going to yell at you a little stronger than she did, so I need your attention when we're ready to go here. We're going to move fast, and it's great to be back here after a 3-year break. And it's great to see you people here to do your job, and the good thing about it tonight is all you people have a lot of job security, and your job is to make
some One Hope Brut Sparkling Wine, a Chris Baker 2018 Rosé Pinot Noir, and a Saint Reine French Champagne. Perfect for your upcoming celebrations, graduations, Father's Day, you name it. 2 double wall champagne flutes, a champagne opener set, a champagne stopper, scented candle, wine-themed tile coasters, and assorted snacks. And Rachel's got the basket this time. This value is $165.
Where do you want to start? $100. Let's go. $100. Anybody come along? Yep. Thank you. Now 50. 50. Anybody else at 50? 100 now 50. 50 and 100 now 50. 50. Yep. Now 75. 150 and a 75. 75. If you drink half the bottle, then you can say the name. 150 now 75. 75. One more time. 75. 75. 150 and 75. 150 and 75. 75. Anybody else? 150 and 75. We're over here in right field. There we go. One more. 150 now 75. Sold it over here 150. Thank you. Get that number.
Oh, what's that number? 1066. Whoa, she's a big spender tonight. Oh, I see how this works. See, now at least you're warmed from laughing, right? That's how it works. What's Carmen's number? Oh, 1065. I gotcha. All right.
The art of deception.
The art of deception. Okay, we're down to our last 2 liquor packages. We have got the Orange Swift package now. This is an Orange Swift Cellars 2017 8 Years in the Desert California Red, a Chris Baker 2019 Pinot Noir, and a Butterfly Effect 2017 red wine blend. Woo, wine tumblers, electric wine opener, wine pour, vacuum pump sealer, C-Star wine stop, wine theme, tile coasters, and assorted snacks. Pretty soon I'll be able to talk as fast as Maynard does. The value is $205.
All right, full meal deal here. A lot of accessories. 175. Anybody 175? Would you start it out there? Here we go. 150. Yep. Thank you. Back there now. 200. 200. Anybody come along? 200. 200. Anybody come along? 200. 175. Yep. Now 225. 200 back there now and a quarter. 200 and a quarter. One more time. 200. 200 now 25. 25. 25. You're going 200 now 20. Would you go 2 and a quarter? 2 and a quarter. Last chance. Last call. 225. 225. 25, last call. It's like at the bar. Last call. Here we go. 200 now 25. Last chance. Sold it to you $200 right back there in the middle. Yep, there you are.
What's that number? 1126. Thank you, sir. All right, this is our last alcohol package for the evening. This is a pretty nice one. It not only comes with the wine, but you get the experience as well. So Windrose Cellars has donated a wine tasting package for 4 people. You can meet with the winemaker or he will come to you. And it's a mix of reds and whites paired with cheeses and sliced meats, so it's not just wine. You actually get some snacks. And it comes with a case of a mix of Windrose Cellars wine, which Tamara's the strong one. She's hoofing it up here with this wine. All right. You could take the case home with you tonight and go to the tasting later, and this is valued at $450.
Okay, big package here. The big one here, 450 value. Here we go. Where do you want to be? What's your number? 400? 400, sir? 400? Yes. 400? Yes, thank you. 400 now 50. 450. She knows. There we go. Here she knows what it's worth. 450. Anybody else come along now? 450. 450. 50. 50. One more time. 50. 50. Here we go. 450. 50. Big package here. Lots of neat stuff. 450. 450. 50. Anybody else come along now? 450. Would you say 50? 50. 450. 50. Last call. 450. 450. Come on now. 450. 50. 50. Hey, pretty lady, give me a sign. Here we go. 450. 450. It's your number. Here we go. 450. Last chance. Sold it back there. $400. Thank you very much.
Woo. What's that number, Justin? What? 1011. All right, good. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, Maynard. We're going to give you a little bit of a break now. Super appreciate it. Thanks. Give him a round of applause. He'll be back for our 4 premium items. Let me just sort out my paperwork here. All right, I think we're ready. guess I'll just hold on to this. All right, so we are now joined by our virtual audience. So for those of you that are just joining us at home, we appreciate your patience. Sometimes these things take a little bit off of the schedule that you had planned, but we're really happy that you could be here with us tonight, coming from the tent at the Cedars at Dungeness, where we have just, I think, been able to get at least one heater in the tent. So you're probably a little warmer than we are at home. But it's a fun night this evening. We're super glad to have a pretty much full house. And we want to remind all our virtual guests about our bidding. You can bid at our website, makingwaves22.givesmart.com, from the comfort of your home. If for some reason you need a proxy bidder, you have had several emails with a phone number on it, and you can call that person and make sure they're bidding for you. I just want to say a special shout out to my dad, who's watching from Illinois. All right, so tonight's schedule, we are going to get on to our keynote speaker. So I am super pleased. Hold on, paperwork. Eventually I'll discover staplers. We are so pleased to welcome Loni Grinnell-Greninger tonight, this evening. She is the, hello. It would help if I have the right slide. There we go. See, I knew there would be one with your face on it. I first met Loni a number of years ago. She was gracious enough to volunteer for Feiro's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, so thank you so much. We have some really good efforts to include lots of folks now, and we work on it all the time. But then she also was gracious enough to participate when the COVID first happened. We had to convert a lot of our in-person programming to digital video. And so Loni was able to be in one of our videos for the 10-part watershed series targeted at elementary students. So if you had the chance to see that online, Loni told the story of the salmon ceremony, which was a wonderful new thing for me, and I learned a ton. So thank you for that as well. Loni is the tribal vice chair for Jamestown Sklallam Tribe. She graduated with her Bachelor of Science in Psychology from Pacific Lutheran University and her Master's of Public Administration with an emphasis in tribal governance from the Evergreen State College. Her professional experience includes working for 4 years with the Washington State Department of Health and Social Services as an Office of Indian Policy Regional Manager and then as a statewide tribal liaison. She also, another role is to educate state workers in government-to-government relationships, and in 2017 came home to serve her people as the Deputy Director of Social and Community Services. She currently sits on the Governor's Oversight Board for the Department of Children, Youth, and Families, and is an alternative delegate to the Washington State DSHS Indian Policy Advisory Committee, and has received her Clallam language certificate, this could go on for a long time, she's pretty talented, in June of 2019 so that she can bring the Clallam language back to Jamestown. And we're so grateful to have her here this evening. Please give her a warming round of applause.
All right, testing. Can you hear me? All right. And hello to our folks on Zoom. I apologize for being 5'3", so for those of you in the back, you probably won't be able to see me very well. That's the Sklallam traits. All right, I see a hand up there, so good. I'm glad you can see me. Well, I tangen siam nisjaya siam yuchsia snaj statichlam nuskayamsin. My name is Loni Grinnell-Greninger. I'm from the Prince family here at the Jamestown Sklallam Tribe. Our ancestral name is Statichlam Nuskayam, which means the strong and clever people, and we take that to heart. And so I'm just really glad to be here and hopefully invigorate you and inspire you with the words that I have for you tonight. I want to be able to share with you in about 15 or 20 minutes hundreds and thousands of years of sacredness and our values of what marine life means to the Nuskayam people. And so I have pictures on the slides for you tonight. that I hope, warm your hearts, so maybe you'll warm up a little here too, for those of you here in person. But I'm just really excited to share with you some of my cultural values, because when we have a relationship with the land, and I'll talk about this partnership a little bit more as we get through this presentation tonight. When you have a relationship with the land, a relationship with the animals, with the brothers and sisters of creation, it makes our work with them so much more deep, so much more connected, and so it makes that meaningfulness come out even more, and it allows us to feel very satisfied with the work that we do and the lives that we lead. So with that, I'm going to put a timer on myself because I love to talk, and I don't even drink wine. All right, there we go. So I have started us off with a little bit of Nushayamutsen, which is the Sklallam language. Can you all repeat that? Just kidding. Okay. We gather with the water. All right. And so I want you to, if you can see this picture, this is a picture of my grandfather, and he's feeding the eagles on Jamestown Beach. Just to give a little bit of a preview into what does that mean, that connection with the water connecting species, water connecting creation, water connecting villages. So whenever I'm giving a community education speech or a talk, a training or anything like that, I want you to know a little bit about me. Because when you're able to connect with me, maybe you're able to connect with the material a little bit more and maybe find a place in your life where you relate really, really well. And so I usually, in our customs, we introduce ourselves by our ancestral lineage. And so what I would tell you is, who my father is, who my grandmother, my great-grandmother, all the way up as far as I can remember. And so in the ancestral lineage of the Nushayam, we can go back pretty far, which is really amazing with our oral histories. And so the photo that you see on top, that is Chief Cheechmahan, or Chief Chetzamoka, as most of you might know him. He was the chief of the Port Townsend area at our village called Katai. So that's where my family originates from, is Port Townsend. And then we were moved over here into the Swim area as settlements were coming in. And so he was actually the first one in my family to encounter non-native settlers. He was able to be the first one to partner with them, unite with them, and coexist respectfully and responsibly with them. And those value systems of coexisting with the people around us, creation, humans, animals, all of that combined, that was so important to him. And I believe that those value systems actually are in my veins, passed down 7 generations. So 7 generations ago, we have Chief Cheechmahan. And then now we have me, the manifestation of 7 generations from him. He did all of this wonderful work, interacting, partnering, figuring life out, figuring out how to keep and maintain and sustain our natural resources, the beauty around us. He was able to pass down all of those value systems through those generations, and now I get to do that. I get to uphold those. And so I love being able to teach on these value systems because it's so important. So one of the things that we want to be able to say is we are co-managers, we are protectors, we love the creation. We were given a specific sacred duty from the Creator to be able to steward these lands and these seas and the skies. And because of that sacred duty, we're very tied to the land. So being able to stay on our homelands is very important to the native peoples. I think anyone can really relate to that. If you have a home, you've settled there, you're connected to that place, right? You're connected to the land. It's been serving you. It's been providing for you. And then you work the land, and there's a relationship there. So I think everyone can really identify with that, being connected to the place where you live, okay? And so when we are stewards of the land, there's this deal that's happening. It's this mutual partnership. When we invest in the land, it invests in us in return. And we have legends and myths that tell those types of stories. We have ceremonies that actually display those types of relationships. They're pretty neat, and I'll talk about a few of them as we go along here. All right, so what's my brief connection to Feiro Marine Life Center? I wanted to be able to share with you that I've actually interacted with the Marine Life Center since I was a kid. I had an elementary trip there, and I have a picture on the screen here of a sea cucumber because that was the first time I was able to touch one. And I loved it. And, when I first looked at it, here I'm in elementary school, so I'm probably like 7 or 8 years old. And I took a look at these sea cucumbers, and if you look at them, they look kind of scary. You shouldn't touch them. And then it was part of the touch tank, and so they're like, no, it's okay. And they would encourage me to touch it. And then it's a squishy little blob of felt. I thought it was just the neatest thing. And as a child of a commercial fisherman, my dad was a commercial fisherman. He would encounter all sorts of marine life. You know, he dove 30 feet into the water. He would harvest gooey duck, and he would bring up all sorts of creatures, you know, sea pens, different kelp, jellyfish, things like that. But I had never seen a sea cucumber, and so it was really neat for me to be able to touch one and not be afraid of it anymore. So I just have to thank Feiro for helping me with my fears of sea life. But then, as Melissa mentioned a little bit beforehand, I was also to help with some equity, inclusion, diversity work, and be able to do some educational videos sharing about our ceremonies around the salmon. And so it's just been really great to keep this connection alive, and I'm really happy to be here tonight. So I just want to orient us real quick on the land of the Nuskayam. And so this map here, I do not expect you to read all the little tiny tags of text here, but every one of those tags is a known village site to the Nuskayam. And you can see we were a water people. We were along the Strait of Juan de Fuca. We believed that our sustenance came from the waters. Of course, it came from the forests and the mountains as well, but we were a water people first and foremost. And so if I bring you to 5, these 5 villages are where we are populated now. So you have, let's see, Ethwa, so that's Elwa, so I'd say West Port Angeles, Tweetson, which is Port Angeles proper, Squing, which is what we call Squim, Statithlam, which is where Jamestown has its name, is around the Dungeness area. Katai is Port Townsend, and then Nukeet is the Kingston-Paulsbo area, and that's where the Port Gamble-Slalom tribe is located. And then, of course, Lower Elwha, our other sister tribe, is located in Port Angeles. So as you're thinking about the land and as you're hearing my stories tonight, this is the types of connections that we're talking about, these ancestral connections to the land where we were here going village to village, and we were going from season to season, moving along with the animals. We would follow them. So we were almost a nomadic people as well, but we also had permanent residences. Oh, there we go. So this photo here is me carrying the salmon for our salmon ceremony. And I'll explain a little bit more of this later, but when we talk about the indigenous perspective, we come back to that foundation of we're connected to the land, we're stewards, okay? And so we provide for them, they provide for us in return. And when we talk about the salmon ceremony or other first foods ceremonies, we celebrate those particular animals who've given their lives up for us to be able to provide sustenance. We celebrate the foods that have grown from the earth, maybe grown from the trees, these animals that have grown from the waters, grown from the forests. Each one of them are worth celebrating because they gave up a life to be able to give our lives more sustenance and more health. And the marine life is no different. Marine life provided so much for us, from shellfish, urchins, sea cucumbers. We ate kelp. Kelp was one of our tools for cooking. I even just learned the other day that kelp tubes were used for special effects and storytelling. You could make sound effects with if you blow into the tubes, which was pretty neat. So I just want to reiterate this sacredness theme as we're going through, as you're hearing my words tonight. So I have this beautiful picture of my grandmother, Elaine Grinnell, up here. She is our tribe's storyteller, and I will give her a small plug. If you end up going on YouTube and if you type in ancestral stories of the Clallam people and her name, Elaine Grinnell, you'll find some of her CD recordings on YouTube, and you can listen to our myths and legends. There's stories on there such as how the salmon got its hook nose. You know, there's stories on there of creation, moral lessons, listen to your parents. If there are any kids here, listen to your parents. Even you adult kids, listen to your parents, right? So I definitely check it out so you can get to know our people a little bit more through our stories and what we teach our children through storytelling. It's pretty neat. But when we're talking about the brothers and sisters of creation, we're not talking about what, but who. So when you're looking at the ocean, it's not a what is the ocean, but more of a who is the ocean and who is living underneath its waters. So we have stories, myths, legends of the orca villages, the salmon villages, the seal people. And in fact, some of these villagers who are underwater, they would come onto the shores and they would shapeshift and then be among us. Sometimes we even hear of stories of intermarriage between humans and these other villages. So we would have women who would marry killer whale men, and they would go back and forth between these villages visiting their families. And when we had these intermarriages, it also formed a stronger bond and relationship of provision. So we were able to show that we treated these animals with kindness, and they would go back to their villages and say, yes, the Nuskayam were good to us. We can continue to interact with them. These happened with the forest animals as well, but since we're focusing on marine life tonight, I wanted to be able to highlight that. We're not talking about what, but who. We have all of these different villages in our waters. When Melissa gave me this theme of water connecting us all, I was like, gosh, this is just perfect. It's just perfect when it comes to talking about my culture, because the water literally did connect us all. The water connected species to species. It connected us village to village. It was our place of transportation. It was our way of ceremony. It was a way of being able to show the Creator, look, we are taking very seriously what you've given to us. And so these photos that I have on here, the top picture is our people at Canoe Journey, which means we go from village to village. Right now that would mean tribe to tribe, so Lower Elwha to Port Gamble to Suquamish, Muckleshoot, all the way up, even into Canada. We would actually pull our canoe, and that thing is really, really heavy, by the way. It takes 14 people to paddle through in the ocean with that thing. But going from place to place, celebrating that water is connecting village to village, family to family. And then the lower photos there are just a little bit of the process of what it takes to make a canoe, to be able to be transported on the water. When we go out there and we want to make a canoe, we find a tree that's usually at least 900 years old, and that cedar tree is harvested, but it is not taken for granted. There's ceremony around that. There's prayer. There's sacrifice. There's offerings. And then we actually take the bark. We will weave that into our beautiful cedar hats. We'll weave it into our cedar mats, and we can use that for dining. We can use it in cedar clothing. So every piece of that tree is used. And then the massive trunk is then carved into our beautiful canoes. And we're able to use that for transportation. Going from village to village, we can go for celebrations, weddings, ceremonies, potlatches, which is partying, a good partying. You know, it's beautiful. And so it's just nice to see this connection of species. Again, we're taking the forest and connecting it to the water. I mentioned the salmon ceremony earlier, and so I'll touch on it here. The salmon ceremony is when we take the first salmon of the season. Usually this is in the early fall, so about September-ish. And we take that first salmon and we break it up into enough pieces to where everyone can have one bite of that salmon's body. We pass it around, we give thanks. We talk about the sacredness of salmon amongst our peoples. We tell stories, good fishing stories, successful fishing stories. And then we take the bones, the head and the tail of that particular salmon that we ate from, and we put it in this beautiful basket, and we lay it on top of cedar boughs. It brings it purity, it brings it cleansing, it brings it honor when we lay it on the cedar branches. And then our people will hand it over from the beach to those who are in the canoe. And then those who are in the canoe, they will paddle out from our shores, and they will find a nice deep place for that salmon, and they will gently lay it back in the water, and it should, and it will, go back to its own people. And what we ask the salmon to do is we say, when you go back to your people, when you go back to your salmon village, will you tell them that the Nuskayam treated you well, and will you come back to us? And then the salmon does. And that's how we always continually get our salmon seasons back every single year. That's why they come back to the Dungeness River. That's why they come back to the Strait of Juan de Fuca. They don't just stay in Alaska. They don't just stay in Canada. They come back to us because we treated them well. Amazing, isn't that? I love that story. And I love being able to participate in ceremonies like this. So what does our relationship look like now? We're in this contemporary era. We have technology, we have sciences, we have data. So what does that mean now for us? And this is the part that I love speaking about, which is this blending of indigenous knowledge and Western knowledge all at the same time, where you have the relationship with the land and the seas and the animals, those brothers and sisters in creation. So that's that indigenous perspective, right? And then you have this Western knowledge perspective that brings all of this study and science. It's amazing. It's in depth. And we need all of that to be able to keep these marine life, these brothers and sisters in creation alive, sustaining, and thriving. Not only for us to be able to sustain us, but for thriving just for themselves. They need to be able to thrive amongst themselves too. And so at Jamestown, we love being able to have partnerships where we blend these things together. And then you get amazing partnerships. We get to actually, for example, like what Melissa was saying earlier, we get to educate our populations on what is the salmon ceremony? Why is the salmon so sacred to us? But then talk about partnerships of study and science on how we can improve our waters for salmon, how we can improve the rivers, make sure that they have enough log jams to be able to swim up and be able to reproduce, things like that. We get to bring these partnerships together, and it's beautiful, and it's necessary, and it's needed, especially in times of climate change, for example. I just came from a 1-week climate change camp, so I feel really radicalized right now. But it's good. These are things that I need. Oh, good. Yeah, thanks. But these are important. These are important things. I need science and data and study. I need to know that language, and I need to be able to blend it into the language of my people so that those salmon will keep coming back. Yes, ceremony is good. Yes, ceremony is meaningful. But if I don't have the right environment for my salmon to come back, then they won't. So I'm learning about this. I'm young in this particular study when it comes to climate and how it affects my animals, my brothers and sisters in creation. But this is where that blending is so important. And I'm almost to the end here, and so I want to leave us with a couple of photos, some quotes, and a little more on my culture here. But these photos here are of Chairman Ron Allen and then my late father, Kurt Grinnell. Chairman Allen is the one who oh, yay, there we go, thanks. They are good men, very good men. Ron was the one who gave me this particular value, is this coexistence. We have to coexist respectfully and responsibly. And when I heard him say that, it really stuck with me. And I say that every time I can get on a microphone because it's so important. That coexistence is a reality now. We're here together right now in the cold. but we're here and we're coexisting together, right? And we're coexisting in protecting our habitats. We're coexisting and protecting each other. We're coexisting and protecting what is meaningful to us. And we have to be able to do that respectfully and responsibly. And when we do, everything flourishes, everything thrives. And that includes our marine life. And so there are so many meaningful partnerships that Jamestown has been able to have with Feiro, with, NOAA, with the University of Washington. We have all of these wonderful partnerships going on figuring out what does it mean to help our environment, to help our marine life thrive. And so I'll just give you a particular example, which has to do with my dad. Before he passed, he was working with NOAA and University of Washington on net pens. And what does it mean to have net pens? And is there a way to do this that's going to be healthy for the environment and not harmful? A lot of concerns around fish waste. You have a lot of fish in one spot, there's going to be a lot of fish poop. What are we going to do with that? Is there going to be too much nitrogen in the water, too many other chemicals, too many other elements? What are we going to do about that? And so when NOAA and the UW were involved in this project, they were like, oh, let's talk about carbon dioxide. Kelp absorbs carbon dioxide. We can plant kelp fields underneath those net pens, and that can help absorb the carbon dioxide from the fish and from its waste. Oh, and by the way, we can also add sea cucumbers. So there comes my friends again, the sea cucumbers. You put sea cucumbers underneath the pens, and they can help process all of that fish waste. So we were seeing all of this blending of science and indigenous knowledge coming together, right? These are the types of meaningful partnerships that I'm talking about, and that's that coexistence respectfully and responsibly that Ron is talking about. Now, when it comes to my father, he was all about this. I want to say he was really actually one of the first to talk about climate change projects at Jamestown, and in fact, he created hatcheries because of that as a result. But he was always thinking 7 generations ahead. So I talked about that earlier, right? Chief Chetzamoka, Chief Chichmahan, 7 generations from him is me. And now all the work that I do, all the work that my dad did, all the work that Chairman Allen is doing, it has to be able to positively affect 7 generations from now. If you think about this too, it's not just me. You are the manifestation of your ancestors 7 generations ago. You're standing on their shoulders. I stand on the shoulders of my ancestors. All the work that you're doing now matters. Every decision matters, which can feel like a big burden, but it's a good burden to have. And so all the work that I'm doing is going to carry that spirit on. I want to be able to enjoy the brothers and sisters of creation that live underwater. I want the villages underwater to be able to survive and thrive. I want to be able to say that there are orca people, seal people, You know, I want to be able to say salmon people are always coming back. My children will always be able to taste salmon when they come to the shores and fish. And if I don't do that work, then who's going to do it? So that 7 generations value system that my father held is something that I hold very dearly as well. Everything matters. Everything matters. Us being here tonight matters, which I hope inspires you to spend a little money for a good cause. Right? Everything matters. Everything that you do matters. And so I hope that with that, even if you don't remember the sklallam piece, like ups, tots, thoughts, remember that we gather with the water. Remember that it's meaningful, that we are brothers and sisters of creation. Remember that we're here to partner, that we're here to make beautiful decisions and beautiful actions for 7 generations to be able to absorb and lean on in the future so that they can in turn jump off of what we do. Oh, somebody was talking over here. It's your phone? Okay. Somebody's phone's talking to me. But being able just to think about those beautiful decisions that you're making. And yes, thinking about 7 generations from now is a burden. But if we think about water connecting us all, water has been here for thousands of years doing that exact work. The brothers and sisters of creation have been doing that exact work thousands of years. And we can do our part too. And so that's, I think, why we're here tonight, being able to do our part in this beautiful work and to gather here with the water and remembering that water here connects us all. Thank you very much.
Wow, just wow. Thank you so much, Loni. And we have a small token of our appreciation for you and your inspiration and motivation. And give her another round of applause, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, I think the 7th generation consideration is really important when we talk about Feiro. I mentioned this is our 41st year of helping people see under the sea. We have lots of folks in the audience today who as children or with their children or with their grandchildren have experienced the Marine Center, or as themselves, as curious adults, have experienced the Marine Center. And that is largely due to the legacy of Arthur Feiro. And he left us such an amazing mission. And when I hear Loni talk about her dad, I think a lot about Mr. Feiro and the charge that he left us. And it really does inspire me every day. And it has inspired me a lot to stay working on a project I know you probably might be a little tired of hearing about, but the Marine Discovery Center. We're going to have a new building. It may kill me in the process, but we're getting one. Because I cannot think about this community without that space in it. And I don't know if you've been to Feiro recently, but boy, our current building's not doing us any favors. It is a duct tape, baling wire, chewing gum situation in there, folks. And so we have a huge sense of urgency to move forward and to build a building that we think Mr. Feiro would be proud of, that we think would carry on that charge and that mission, and maybe even be able to reach more people with what's going on under the ocean so that they can get their first touch of a sea cucumber, so that they can see their first basket star, so that they can marvel at the lifespan of a rockfish, and so they can get a little better understanding of the limpet's teeth, which are the strongest known biological material, stronger than Kevlar. So next time you look at a tiny little limpet in the intertidal and think like, oh, how does this animal hang on? Like, that animal's got better defenses than we do. And so I want to just talk real quickly about the Marine Discovery Center with you tonight. We have been working pretty hard on this, and I'm proud to say that recently we have worked extra super hard. We've actually launched the quiet phase of the capital campaign. We had to put it on hold due to COVID. And boy, I feel like I'm in 25 meetings a day about this building, but it is such a great opportunity We are going to be on the west end of the Port Angeles Waterfront Center campus. This is a slightly dated photo. There's a really awesome new art center on the west end of Oak and Front there where the cars are parked. They don't have another new aerial, so we're trying to get them on that. But we will be at the opposite end of that, right across from the North Olympic Healthcare building there, where next to where the whale bone sculpture circle is. And, okay, there you go. And we have been able to bring back our architects who are from Seattle, MIG Portico, and they are experienced live animal exhibit and museum designers, and they have been working with us over the last couple of years to adapt our buildings so that we can account for some of the costs of construction that have gone up, some of our inflation issues, things like that. But we are really excited about where they're taking us in this experience. And this is a photo from the Shaw Center for the Salish Sea, which exists up in Sydney, BC. But this is the kind of experience we think our young people are going to get to have in not too long a future. Something that really shows them that they're a part of the underwater world as much as a fish or a sea cucumber. And I just want to give everyone an announcement here today. I'm thrilled to say that Deborah Moriarty, who's in the back there, maybe she can stand up, has agreed to be one of our capital campaign co-chairs for this effort. And most of you know Deborah already. If she hasn't called you for some reason attached to Feiro, she might have talked to you about something having to do with the NOAA Olympic Coast National Marine Sanctuary, who are going to be our partners in the visitor center experience in this building and education center. Or she's maybe called you about some other things. And I'm really thrilled that she has agreed to take on this role. Yeah, because I can call her up and ask her to do goofy things like print stuff off, and she's like, I'm on it. Your name is probably on our list. We've talked to many of you. But I want to just say, because I've said now for several years since I got here, that we're working hard, we're working on it. I said, when it's time for you to step up and help, I will tell you. And now's the time. I'm telling you. We're not going to make it another few years in the building we've got without some serious efforts. So I'm willing and able to talk to every single one of you, and so is Deborah. So please let us know if this is a project you're interested in, and we can talk to you about it till the cows come home or until the salmon come home. And the reason we care so much is one of the reasons we're gathered here tonight, which of course now my slides are all over order. It's because we are carrying on these legacies, and we are interested in helping youth become tomorrow's leaders. And it's really critical that we have the resources and able to do that. And so I think we're going to go ahead and, did I lose Maynard? Oh, there he is. He's waiting in the wings. He knows the schedule better than I do. I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap up our live auction with Maynard, and then we're going to move on to our next, we're going to move on to our next opportunity that is going to help make sure that we can accomplish this goal. And then we're going to give some awards to some deserving people. And then I'm going to let you all go home and get warm. So, I know. All right, so let me get Maynard back up here.
Okay, Linty wanted me to announce that they're going to lengthen the silent auction another 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and then it closes. So last call on that, last chance to get back in there and help us out and help yourself at the same time. And so I guess we're moving into the final 4 items here of the live auction. And so I kind of let you off easy earlier. I've only got 4 more items to harass you with, so I'm going to be a little stronger, and I'm not going to let you off quite so quickly. So as Loni pointed out, we've all received good benefits from our ancestors along the way, and we can all attest to that. A lot of the things we have now, a lot of the comforts and good things came from ingenuity that was passed on down and work that they did. And so I think tonight it's our job to keep this going, and we got to keep things like this for our descendants. We got to pass it on to the next generation just like they did. So your opportunity is coming up here with 4 more live items, and then we're going to raise the paddle for cash donations, and we're going to make this happen. We're going to make some waves. So
Thanks, man.
Anyway, here we go.
All right, so we are going to start with our golf getaway package. Our hosts have graciously donated 2 nights at the Seven Cedars Hotel in Blinn, as well as a golf package to this lovely golf course, which I can promise you on a sunny day is a sight to behold. And this value of this item is $624. Yeah, that one.
That one? Okay. All right. So here we go. Like I said, there's 4 items here. I want you to do your best work right here. Do some bidding, raise some body heat, help us out. My wife and I are in the new hotel, and the rooms are beautiful. So take advantage. Help yourself. There's a lot of good holidays and birthdays and anniversaries coming up, where it'd be a great place to celebrate. So where do you want to start? 300, anybody? 300, come along now, say 300, come along now, it's only half the money, here we go, $300, and we get along now, 300, yep, thank you, over there, now 50, 300 and a 50, 50, 53, out of 3, now 50, and 3, $50 more, here we go, 350, 300, now 50, 50, yep, thank you, now 400, I can't see quite far back there enough, thank you, $400, now your turn again, 400, and pass it back to you, here we go, $400, 403 and a half, now 400, 400, 3 and a half, 4, come on now, 300 and a half, 400, 3 and a half, 400, 300, 350, now 400. It'll mean a lot more at the higher price. 350, now 400, here we go. 350, now 400. 400, we're under the money, folks. Help yourself. 350, now 400. 3 and a half, now 400, 300, 3 and a half, 3 and a half, 400, 400, 3 and a half, 400, 400. Stay in the game, 400, 3 and a half, 400. Sold it back there, 350. Thank you.
What's that number? 10, what? 1001. Thank you. All right, we have yet another awesome trip you can take to the Swinomish Resort near Anacortes. It includes a whale watch package for 2 on Island Adventures boat, and a $100 dining credit, which I have been assured, also by Maynard, he gets around, that the restaurant over there, one of the restaurants, is just to die for, and this will at least buy you a fancy steak in that restaurant. So, 2-night stay at the Swinomish Resort and your whale watching tour. The value of this package is about $500. Yes, two people.
2 people. All right. And just by chance, I've been on this whale watch one time, and it was a beautiful day, and the boat ride was worth the price of admission. I'm not kidding. And that was before we saw the whales. So it's a gorgeous way to see some of the islands out there, to get around. And also, my wife's birthday last week, we were at the Swinomish Casino 13 Moons restaurant, and it was incredible. It was incredible. So I was a hero for a short time. Anyway, you could be too. Here we go. Whales and a beautiful restaurant, great hotel. Where do you want to be? $500, anybody? 400, I'll take 4. Let's go. $400, come on. Yep. 400 now, 5. 400 down here now, 5. Anybody else? Come on now, 400 now, 5. 450, yes, thank you, now 500. Yep. 5 back there now, 50. 5 in the back now, 50. Your turn again. Yes, thank you, now 6. 5 and a half now, 600. Keep her going now, here we go. We're getting warmed up, 600. 5 and a half now, 6. Yep, now 650. 6 and a half now, 50. 6 and a half now, 50. 50, come on now. Yep, back there, thank you, now 7. 650. 650 now 700. 650 now 700. 700 lucky number 7. 7-seaters. It goes. It's meant to be. Here we are. 7-seaters right now. Your turn. 700. 700. Let's go 7. 7. Come on, Lonnie. You're laughing. Come on. 700. Here we go. Loan him $50. He's right next to you. Here we go. $50 now 7 to 700. Let's go 700. 700 is meant to be the right number. Your lucky your lucky time. Here we are. 700. 700. 700. Come on, one more time. 700. 700 for the boat ride and the whales. Here we are. $700 one more time. 700. Last call. Yep. Thank you. I knew you would. Now 750. Thanks for hanging in there. 750. 750. Now 750. 50 one more time. $50 more. Only $50. Stay the game. Here we go. Be a contender. 750, 50. Yes. Now thank you. Now 800. 7.5. Now 800. Almost. Perseverance. That's what you talked about, right? Perseverance. Here's your turn. Be an example. 750 now 800. 750 and 800. 800. Last call. Last chance. $800. Come on now. It's only a little bit more. $800. 800. Refuse to lose. 800. 800. 800. There's 14 people in a boat. Yes. Thank you.
Right.
800. Now 50. 50. Yep. Now 9. 850 now 9. 8.5 now 9. 9. Or you could say 1,000. Scare him off. It's your choice. 900. 900. You could be a 10 even. Here we go. 1000. You want to go 10? 900. I'll let you off at 9. Here we go. Last call. Last call. 900. 900. One more time. 900. 900. Make some waves. 900. 900. Here we go. 900. Last chance. Boat's leaving the dock. Sold it. 850 back there. Thank you.
What's Tom's number? 1071? All right. Thanks, Tom. I saw you sneak in. All right. Okay, so we're warming up now. Let's go on a dinner cruise. So this is a awesome prize that many of our past winners have been on that just love this boat tour. So we have 3 different cabins on gorgeous Lake Sutherland. So we have Nancy, we have Marie, and we have Mosey and Scott Lenica, who couldn't be with us here tonight, but they have graciously going to make you some dinner, some appetizers, main course, and dessert, and then you are going to get on a lovely pontoon boat in between their cabins. So you really can't beat. I mean, come on, Lake Sutherland, like, it's amazing. How can you beat this? And you're not going to get it anywhere else because as far as I know, they haven't opened a business. Although apparently maybe they're getting talked into it over there at the table. Okay, so the value of this really is priceless, but we did value at $1,000 because fuel prices for pontoon boats are kind of up there these days. So we hope you'll put your heart into Lake Sutherland.
Okay, nothing like a proven winner right here in the backyard. And guess what? It's on the water. It's on the water. There you go. $500. Let's get her going. $500 coming out of 500. 500. Anybody say 500? $500. That's half price, folks. 500. Now here we go. Yep. Thank you. In the back now 6. 500 back there now 6. 6 here. It's your turn. 506. $600. 506. One more time. 500 now 6. 6. It's not expensive. It's priceless. Here we go. 600. 500 now 6. 506. 6. 506. That's just not enough, folks. Come on now. $500 and $600. $600. $600. 500 now 6. $600. $600. 506. Proven winner. You've heard the reviews. People have done it, and it's great. Here we go. 500 now 6. 600. Help yourself. Help us. Here we go. 500. Win-win. 600. 600. 600. Last chance. $600. Come on, one more time. $600. $600. You'll be sorry you didn't. Here we go. $600. 500 and 600. 600. 600. Last chance. Last call. $600. 600. I feel bad. $600. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Now 7. 607. 607. 7. Here we go. 600 now 7. 600 now 700. 700. 600. 600. 600. 600. If we wait a little longer, inflation will make it 8. 700. Thank you. Now 800. 700 back there now 8. 700 now 8. 700 now 8. 8, 8, 8. 700 now 8. 8. 700 now 8. 8. One more time. 700 now 800. Take my advice. I'm not using it. 700. 800. Here we go. 700 now 800. 800. Boats leaving the dock. Sold it back there. $700.
Oh, that was a good one.
Was that the price or the bidder number?
1078. That guy must be in the Coast Guard or something. He's got a good yeller. All right. So I mentioned earlier that we have this stunning piece. I saw some folks coming up to take a look, and that it was the prototype. And it does tell the Salmon Man story, which is a Clallam story. We are always honored to have a piece from Clark, and I'm doubly honored today to announce that we had a proxy bidder for this piece this evening. The minimum bid of $1,000 has been bid by one of our online guests, and so we're going to start the bidding at $1,200 since she's already bid $1,000. So you got to go higher than $1,000 to get this thing home with you.
Boy, you're doing better than I am. Wow. Teach me, would you? All right. Well, just like Linty and Melissa would with good planning, they saved the best for last. And this is a piece that's another one of the proven winners. I've seen it here, seen his work here before. Wow.
Mark's ready. He's ready.
He's ready. They can't wait. Sorry, I'm slowing you down. We got 1,200 over here. Now 14. 14. Anybody come along? Yep. Now 16. 14 over there to 16. 16 in the back. Yes. Thank you. Now 17. 17 right here, sir. Yes. Now 18. 17 down here. 18. 18. Here we go. 1,800. 17 and 18. You can say 2 if you want. Here we go. 17. Now 1,800. 1,800. 1,800. 1,700. Now 1,800. 17 and 18. Proven winner. This thing will stand the test of time. It'll outlive you. Here we go. 1,700, now 18. Invest in the future. 1,700, now 18. 18, 18. 17, and 18. 17, and 18. 18. Don't let fear get in the way. Here we go. 1,700, now 18. 18, one more time. Yep, yep. Thank you. Now 2,000. 18 over here, now 2,000. 2,000, it's your number. It's your number. A good way to end it. Yes, thank you. Now 21. 21. Be 21 again. Yes, thank you. Now 2. 21 and 2. 2, 2. Here we go. 21, now 200. 21 and 2. 22. Be 22 again. Your turn. 22 and a 10. Here we go. Listen to me. You can listen to her all the way home. Yes, thank you. 22, now 23 and 24. 25. Where do you want to be? I got 22. Name your number. Name your number. Here we go. 22, 23. 23, it's your turn. 23, you've got the ball. 23, yes, yes. Now 24, 24, 24, 24, or 25. You can say 25, that's fine. Here we go. 24, what number you want to be? 2,400. 2,400, 24, 24. Don't let it get away. 24, 24, 24, 24. You can do it. 24, 24. We gave you free parking. 2,400. 2,400. Last call. Make it 25. It'd be a great way to end it. Yes, yes. 25. Now 26. 26. 26. 26. You still in the game? 26. 26. If you average this out over 7 generations, it's not that much. Add in the price of inflation, and it's not that much. 26, 25, now 26, 26. Last call. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I wore him down. I need the practice. 26, now 27, 28. What number you want to be? You want to go call 3,000, go all the way. 3,000. Scare him off. 3,000, it's your number. Yes? Yes? 3,000? Loan him the money, would you? 3,000? Yes, yes, yes! Savor the flavor of that. This is fun. Thank you. $3,000. Where do you want to be? In, you out? One more time? 3 more times? How about try this, not this? Try this. 3,000. I got 3 over here. Anybody else? Last call. Really appreciate it. Sold it to you. Thank you.
Woo! 1105. Boy, that's rough when the artist is in the audience too. Woo. Okay. Thank you so much. That was really incredible. We have had a couple of interesting years. These are all Rachel. Pretty much all Rachel. Rachel. If you did an education program or saw a video or went on a field trip or got a hands-on science kit, that was Rachel. Rachel has been, yeah, seriously. She's back there taking a bow. It's keeping her warm. She has been an amazing educator for the Marine Center, and we have been honored for so many years to work with other organizations, to partner with them, and to jointly conduct programs. And, you know, the last couple of years has changed things for a lot of folks. We have some organizations that aren't doing the same programs they used to do. They don't have the same staffing model they used to have. And so we still have Rachel, because she's amazing. And she's really had to take on more and more of the staffing of different programs. She has adapted and pivoted like it's nobody's business, but she's not inhuman. And so tonight, we're hoping we can get her some help, right? This is important. Yeah, it's like she's back there like, please get me some help. We just don't have the capacity. We have so much demand. You would not believe. We have teachers and parents and students that want to come to programs with us. They want to be learning, and they want to have these trips, and they want to go on these experiences, and we just don't have right now the capacity to make that happen. And so we're hoping tonight that you can help us make sure that we've got that, basically Rachel times 2, I hope. And we're really excited because we have a $30,000 goal to announce that we have $10,000 already committed tonight towards that goal. Yeah, that should get a lot of applause. That's a lot of money. Thank you. We have several of the donors are with us tonight. We have Marsha Robin. We have some other folks that were not able to join us tonight. But we are really excited that we are able to start off our Raise the Paddle towards our $30,000 goal with $10,000 already in the bank. So we're going to ask you to dig deep on this one, folks. Maynard's just got the task of collecting all your numbers, but I have the task of speaking to you from the heart and telling you that we are at a critical juncture, not only with our chewing gum baling wire building, but making sure that we can do what we're supposed to do, what our mission has charged us to do, what Art Feiro has inspired us to do, what Bob Campbell, oh my gosh, that man did every day of his life. And that's make it happen. So we're here to ask you to help us, please, to make it happen.
Very well put. Thanks. All right. This is a chance where you can make a big difference. It's a direct cash donation. Help yourself out, get a little tax write-off in the meantime, but the main goal here is to get to the 30,000. We're going to start at 5,000. We're going to drop down 7 different increments all the way down to 50. So when you hear one that sounds good to you, just raise your number up, and then if I call your number so we can get it recorded, you can drop it back down. I might need some help back there from Justin and Chris and Gavin. Just anybody, hold your number up until we read it, and then you can drop it back down. And so this is the impact moment of the evening, and you can open your heart and invest in community miracle potential right here. And this is where we pass it on. So now's your chance. Anybody, we're going to start at the top. Anybody at the $5,000 level? Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
1138, Betsy.
We have 1138.
1074.
Got those two? Fantastic. There's another 10 to match your 10.
You guys, that's $20,000 to our $30,000 goal.
Wow. Wow. All right, keep it alive. Where do we want to go next? 2,500? Anybody at the 2,500 level? 2,500. Anybody? 25. Don't be intimidated. Don't let fear get in the way. 2,500. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. 1,000. 1,000. Anybody at the 1,000 level? There's one.
Can you read that number?
I can't see that number.
1042.
Thank you. Here's another one. 1124.
1124.
1124. Thank you.
1104.
And 1104. Thank you. Anybody else at 1,000? Anybody else? Thank you. That was very good. Very good. 500. On to 500. Here's one. What is that?
1039. 1114. 1097. 1030. Yep. 1009. 1076.
1076 right here.
How many was that? 6? 5. Thank you.
We get those. Okay.
Yeah, huge round of applause. I'm doing math in my head. Sorry. It was 5. 500. Yeah.
Okay. 250. Anybody at 250? 250. Okay, here we go. Number 1017.
1110.
1110.
1113.
1113.
1108. 1065. 1066.
Was there another one back there?
1086.
Okay.
In the back. Way
in the back.
1011.
Anybody else 250? Anybody else 250? Very good. Thank you. Okay, 2 slots left. 2 slots left. Anybody at 100? The $100 level. We got a 1020.
1019.
1019. 1117. 1122. Okay, 1003.
1003. 1006. 1013. 1081. 1128. 1071. 1120. 1040. 1068. 1061. 1036. 1037. 1052. Yes. Yes.
Yes, very good. Okay, one more chance. It's the saying goes, it's not what you take from life, it's what you leave behind. And this is where it counts, and it's never too late to make a difference. $50, last chance of the evening. Here we go. $50. 1073.
1033.
Go ahead.
1053. 1067. 1026. Oh, they're calling out their own numbers now. 1098. 1001. 1136. 1093. 1046. 1090. Yes! You guys, come on! You're amazing! Sarah's over there writing down numbers like crazy.
Wow, that's pretty nice.
But even I can't do that math in my head real fast. I think we're really close.
Yeah.
Did we hit it?
Give them a minute.
Oh,
while they're adding that up, adding that up, I'd like to thank the spotters back there, Chris and Justin and Gavin. Thank you for your help.
Thank you.
And thanks to Linty and Melissa and all their crew. This is a lot of work, folks. And it's done first class. Very nice. Thank you. And I just want to thank you for all your bids, and it was a fun deal. We had fun. I'm glad to be here, and I applaud your mission. Thank you.
Thank you, Maynard. Thank you so much. Sorry. All right, so we saved the best for last because we got some scholarships to give out here. So I first want to ask, am I in the right order? Hold on. yes, I am in the right order. I first want to see if we can get Carly Boyd up here. Thank you. So I just want to say a personal thank you to the Feiro family. I have really, really, really benefited, and I know the Marine Center has benefited, and all the students in our community have benefited from knowing that you're still connected to Art's legacy and still hoping to see its fruits of its. That sounds weird. Fruits of its labor. I'm a little cold. Sorry. To see it move forward. And so I just really, from my heart, appreciate all of your support and attention and care. And I will keep producing really fun sweatshirts that you can wear to any occasion, personalized with your name on them. And I want to introduce Carly Boyd, who is Art's granddaughter.
Hi. So first, from the Feiro family, we just like to say thank you all for your generosity, you all being here. And like in the 5 or 6 years that I've been giving away this scholarship, I think that is like the most generosity in terms of like the paddles. So like thank you all so much for that generosity. It really does mean a lot for us. So cool for that. So I've been a high school teacher for the last 7 years, and I have never heard about a student with more ambition than our Feiro Family Scholarship winner this year, Ruby. She got her business license in 7th grade. She started a business as a middle schooler. Like, that just entrepreneurial spirit is just mind-blowing to me. And we're just so blown away at your drive, your tenacity. Like, she's a straight-A student in high school. She is part of running START, so she's going to graduate with her AA degree and her high school diploma. And she's going to go to the University of Idaho in the summer to get a business degree in entrepreneurship. So super excited for you for that. And she's also a vendor at the Squim Farmers Market. So if any of you want to go tomorrow, she'll be there, and you can get some really great like alternatives to single-use plastics, because environmental stewardship is a big part of her business plan and model, and we really appreciate that about her as well. So yeah, if you're out in Squim tomorrow, go check her out. She's right over there. And so we do think it's really important to recognize young people doing big things for the world and our environment, and we're so thankful for you and everything that you've done. And so I want to present you with this scholarship. And also, we're so impressed with you, we're going to double it. So, double for you. So if you want to come and get it.
Thank you so much, Ruby, for coming tonight. And we really do encourage you to go see her at the Farmers Market tomorrow. She makes some amazing stuff. Hello. Okay, I'm having some issues with this. I don't know what's going on with it. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So now, sorry, we're going on to our next scholarship awardee. I have the honor of introducing Tom Campbell, who's here presenting the scholarship tonight for the Robert J. Campbell Scholarship Award. This is the second time we've been able to give this award. As many of you know, Bob was, gosh, how do you describe Bob? He was a marvel. He really was. And he kept the center going. He cared for animals. He was amazing with students. I mean, he really just had a personality. He was so accepting and warm, and he just started wherever you were, and he just got you hooked into the marine world. And so I'm so honored to have Tom here today to talk a little bit about his dad and present the award to Ella Ashford.
Good evening. Oh, there's a lot of people here. So I ask that you bear with me. When I talk about my dad, he was a pretty amazing guy. And it's a little hard to talk about him without getting a little choked up. So, again, please bear with me. A little bit. I mean, the video did this for me last year. Unfortunately, that's not here this year. So, or for you guys maybe. I'd like to echo what was already said, that thank you for being here. Thank you for your generosity, not only in showing up, but in bidding and providing funds for something that I know my dad was very, very passionate about. So, maybe not everybody knows him or knew him. Sorry. My dad was born a poor farm boy in upstate New York. Moved away from home pretty young. Earned everything he got. That's for sure. He went to Michigan Tech as a young man, earned a degree in metallurgy, and worked in the foundry business for the majority of his adult life, iron foundries. I had maybe the gift and the curse of going to work in the same industry for a while. One thing I can tell you about my dad, in restrooms in iron foundries, there's often many unkind things written about management. Never read anything bad about my dad on a bathroom stall. I can tell you that much. My dad was a guy, I worked in Minnesota at an iron foundry that my dad ran. Worked with a guy named Larry Zeck. Larry Zeck was a hard-headed, I don't want to get unpolitically correct, but anyway, he was a hard-headed fella and a really hard worker. Taught me how to work hard in some degree. Larry, one night on the melt deck, we had just gotten paid, and you'd sweat a lot up there, and he sweat through his check, and it fell apart. My dad cut him a check out of his pocket and said, when you get that paycheck, I'm the first person you talk to. That's the kind of guy that Bob Campbell was. So, fast forward quite a bit. My dad retired from that, moved here, and my dad always loved outdoors and nature and wildlife. He moved here and he found another reason to love that, being the ocean and marine life. He went to the fisheries program. I moved here, and I don't know how to say this without offending people. Let's just say I had my head up my rear end for quite a long time. My dad stuck by me, and he tried to involve me in things. And part of that was the Marine Life Center. The barbell tank is what I like to call it. My father and I made that. He made it. I just did what he told me to do. But it's a great memory, and it's still there, and that's part of the Marine Life Center I love. What he also discovered, due in part and thanks to the people at the Marine Life Center, was a love for teaching and a love for nurturing and passing on stewardship of this, of the rivers and of the ocean and of the salmon. He loved it. I don't know how to put it any other way. He loved working with young folks, and he loved, I don't know, just seeing people grab this and develop a passion for it. So, when my father passed, we, his kids, figured there was no better tribute or memorial than to provide a scholarship to someone who is moving into that field or pursuing marine sciences. And it sounds like this young lady, from what I've read, has already done amazing things, and it's my belief she will continue to do amazing things. So we're very, very honored to be a part of that. With that, I'm going to hand it back over to Melissa.
Yeah. So really, there couldn't be, I mean, come on. Ella has done so many cool things. Like she's just a freshman in college. I mean, it's amazing. So I hope you saw all the features about her. From going to the international competition for the underwater robotics and getting the Mariner Award for the whole frickin' competition. Like, there's thousands of students at these things, y'all, and she got it. Like, this is a huge honor. She doesn't just, do underwater robotics to do it. Like, she's serious. She's helping the Jefferson Marine Resources Committee collect ghost fishing gear out of our waters. She's making sure that all our marine life aren't getting caught in these traps, that there's all the stuff that's still fishing on the bottom is coming out. And that's a huge project. She was able to do a conference presentation on it, again, as a freshman this year, which is a huge honor. And I think that her additional work, her volunteer work, and some of her other academics really made her the right choice to carry on this scholarship in Bob's name. So Ella, if you don't mind coming on up, we'll give you your certificate.
Hi, my name is Ella. It's so nice to see all of you here today. I really have just been blown away by the stories I've heard and all the generosity shown here today. So as they mentioned, I'm a first-year student at Willamette University, and I am studying environmental science and archaeology with a focus on marine environments. And I just have to say that as an environmental science student, I have the data, I have the science, that's what I'm trained to do. And every day at school, it seems like we're being hammered with another challenge: climate change, ocean acidification, the list goes on and on. But instead of the new technology, or even the underwater robots like I build, the thing that gives me the most hope in class and beyond is the synergistic relationship between traditional ecological knowledge and scientific ecological knowledge. So I just had to say thank you again to our speaker. I think it's, especially in the sciences, easy to lose hope. And it's events like this that, as a young person going into my career and education, is so important to hold on to that hope. So I have definitely just felt all of the hope here today. And I also want to say that I never met Mr. Campbell or Mr. Feiro, but even from this event here today, their effects, I can just see rippling through these communities that I'm sure I've felt it, from my childhood when I had similar experiences, echoing what other people have said, leaning over those tanks at the aquarium, getting my first glimpse at the marine creatures swimming below me and that awe that you feel, to attending Feiro exhibits and seeing an underwater robot for the first time. Those were all experiences that shaped my curiosity and really forged this concept of ocean stewardship. And based on those experiences, ocean stewardship for me has really been about giving back to the land, the sea, my community through my projects. And so I'm so grateful to be a part of this community where I can be supported in all of the work that I get the opportunity to do, from being at my school and being a part of a Stewarding Oregon Oaks project, where these moments can be so small, to just planting an acorn and knowing that that tree will be a part of the beautiful Oregon oak savannas and outlive me by many, many years, to working on the current research I'm doing with the Marine Resource Committee, where we get to have this wonderful partnership between stewardship and robotics, where we're taking these robots and pulling out these ghost fishing gear to create this horrible cycle of marine destruction. I guess where I see these amazing ocean stewardship principles is when I teach, and when I am able to bring these experiences to other students. For those of you that don't know, the Olympic Coast is having an underwater robotics competition tomorrow in Forks. It's an amazing event. I will be going and taking a couple teams there. And it's in their eyes that I see this ocean stewardship continuing to grow as they, have those heart-crushing moments where things don't go exactly as planned, or those exhilarating moments when it finally works. And all of the challenges they're doing are around the same principles of how to move forward, tackling some of these enormous problems in little steps, every person doing their little part. And as I've walked around and talked to so many people, just so inspired by everyone doing their little part and how big of an impact that can make. And so I just, again, want to say thank you, especially to the Campbell family. Oh, there we go. Slipped away from me. And to everyone here, more than anything, I think it's just the hope and inspiration that I get a chance to walk away from this with. And I guess I'll just leave you with, you'll never know what moment that small act of kindness can leave for a student, be that turning point where they find the place where they really click. And so just keep on doing such amazing work, and thank you so much.
Yeah, oh wait, did you get your certificate? Susie? Okay, we promised you 9 o'clock, and we're going to get you out of here. We got to draw a cash raffle, though. Yes, exciting, $500. So Ticket Man's going to bring us a raffle bowl, and Susie is going to draw the winning ticket. You guys have really good odds, I just want to tell you.
I probably sold the winning ticket.
Thanks again to Riddell Auto for sponsoring the cash raffle. All right, check your tickets. If you have tickets starting with 795680, you are a big winner. Woo! All right. Nice. All right, who does this nice man see his prize? Go to get his prize. Hello? Nobody. No, that's not true. I will meet you at that table and we will get you your prize. Okay. So we are pretty much done. Susie has a few things she wants to say. Are you going to tell them the goal announcement?
You can do that.
Okay.
That's a good.
Thank you. All right. My last words to you are, we hit our $30,000 goal. You have been so generous and wonderful and kind this evening. I am so grateful to you. And thank you so much for braving this weather with us and being here tonight. And Susie has our final words.
I just wanted to say a few quick words on behalf of the board and give you our appreciation for coming out tonight and being so generous with your time and your treasure. We really appreciate you all, and we hope to see you all here again next year. So go forward and do great things, and take care of yourself and drive safely home. Thank you.